Hi, today's topic is the 5-1 harmonic progression and its larger siblings, which are the 2-5-1 and the 3-6-2-5-1. And I'd especially like to talk about them in the context of popular music and songwriting. So the 2-5-1 is probably, and the 5-1 are probably the most important harmonic concepts you'll ever encounter when studying harmony. So it's important to know them well. And some people tend to think that the 2-5-1 is a jazz concept, but it's not. It pervades probably half the things you hear on the radio. So this lesson is going to be about those concepts. And let's get started, and I'll show you what the 5-1 is all about. Okay, the idea behind the 5-1 is straightforward. Pick a chord, any chord. Let's take C major, and go up 5 semitones. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and play the chord that ends, starts with the note you've reached. In this case, it would be F. And I've picked F major, but this works with other forms, with the minor form as well. And so I have my C and my F. And the 5-1 says that, the chord I started with would want to resolve itself harmonically to the chord I ended with. So let's take another example. Let's pick A flat major. And I'm going to go up 5 semitones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and end up with D flat major. So my progression would be A flat major to D flat major. So that's one of the inversions of D flat major. And this also works with minor chords. So let me take a minor chord, A minor, and go 5 semitones up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and play D major. So I have A minor to D major. So that's the 5-1 built on A minor and D major. Or it works the other way too. You can take A major and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps up and end up with D minor, and I'd get A major to D minor. So A major resolves itself to either D minor or D major. So where does the name 5-1 come from? Let's go back to the first example. That's the C. Actually, let's take another example. Let's take G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C. So G resolves itself to C. And this is called a 5-1 because if I play the C major scale, the scale that is built upon the end chord. Now every note on this scale has a degree. So it's the first degree, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and first again. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so forth. So what I played is G to C, and G is the fifth of the C major scale. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and C is the first. So it's 5 to 1. That's where the name comes from. Let me give you an example of how and where the 5-1 is used. So it's used, I think, ubiquitously in contemporary songs. And let me take a classic, that's Paul McCartney's Yesterday. So the song is the chords are C major, B minor, that's E major, I'm using inversions. So that's E major to A minor, D minor, that's G major, back to C major, that's A minor, D major, F, and C major once again. Let's take a look. So I start out with C, then I play B minor. Now if I did a 5-1 on this one, what I'd do is I'd go 5 semitones up, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'd end up with E, which is exactly what the original progression is. It goes that's a 5-1 right there. Next chord is an A minor. Now if I take my E and go up 5 semitones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I end up with an A. So this E to A minor is a 5-1 as well. Next chord is D minor. Now if I take my A minor and go up 5 semitones, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a D. So the A minor to the D minor is a 5-1 as well. And the D minor to the next chord, which is a G major, is a 5-1 as well. I have D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's a G. Next chord is a 5-1 as well. Next chord is an A minor, so that's not a 5-1, but the next one is A minor to D major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And next two chords, the F to a C aren't a 5-1. So actually this particular song is a textbook example of 5-1s. 5-1, 5-1, 5-1, 5-1, 5-1, 5-1. So if it's good enough for McCartney, I think it's good enough for the rest of us. And I'll show you some more examples as we progress in this lesson.